glorious flame.
When the angels carry me home. When the angels carry me home. When the angels carry me home.
I want to see Jesus first of all.
When the angels carry me home.
I'm on my pathway leading to heaven.
When the angels carry me home.
I see Jesus waiting for me in heaven.
When the angels carry me home. When the angels carry me home. When the angels carry me home.
I want to see Jesus first of all.
When the angels carry me home.
Oh, can you hear me? Promethean hails, everybody. Well, yeah, I was having problems getting sound to go, but I finally figured it out. So, sorry I was a few minutes late there. I know those first 2 minutes can often be the most entertaining. And they're gone now, and they're never coming back. And I'll regret that for the rest of my life. Welcome ye, fearless wanderers, to Dragonsynth Adventures. I am Fornull, voice of the Emerald Wilds, herald of dragons, and keeper of this sacred Dragon Mondays. Oops, I was reading the wrong one. That was for St. Patrick's Day, god dang it. Well, anyways, are you guys ready to unleash the dragons and embark on this magical journey? I hope so. Welcome to Dragonsynth Adventures. I'm your host, Fornull. I have 2 hours of awesome artwork and music for us, and we also have a pretty good live chat sometimes in here. Always. Sometimes there's a lot of people, and sometimes, you know, only a few hundred. But either way, it's a lot of fun, and that's about it. All right, let's listen to some music. All right, let's see who's here. Roused Rose is here. She was first. She wins. Hi, hello, and welcome, she says. Good to see ya. And we have No White Guilt. The man himself writing rock. Let's go. And then we have Dan saying Dragonsynth. Let's go. Greetings, brothers. And Helander is here. Well met, sir. He says, well met, all ye good menfolk and mirthful maidens. And C.R. Magara's here. LOL. Wow, I never knew what I'm getting into here. Cool. Oh, because of the music that came on when I started streaming. Yes, that was... I just randomly picked something to test the sound, you know, plugging different things until I got audio, and I said, okay, it's going. I'm going to roll. Rolling with it. The intro monologues, yes. I prepare those most of the time, but and you know, I had one ready, and then I didn't realize I picked the wrong one. That I had the wrong one up. So, and I was already flustered because the audio was screwed up, so I just said, forget it. Jump to the end and let's get this show on the road. Yiz is here. Good to see you, sister. He says, I'm in bed, but wanted to listen and chat a while before I pass out. I understand that. You're on Eastern time or something, 7 something. Yeah, I went to bed last week. I don't know what it was, Friday or something. I was so tired because I had little sleep and probably woke up around 3:30 or 4 that day in the morning, and man, I went to bed around 7. I don't know, right about this time, or 7:30 or something. And not this time. What am I talking about? And man, I slept about 11 hours, so I must have needed it, because I slept from about 7:30 to 6. It was a pretty good sleep. Yeah, I heard that. Yes, she writes that she's exhausted from 4 days of traveling, speeches, celebrating, driving. Yeah, that does sound exhausting. And thank you for doing all that stuff. You rock. Jay Bishop's here. Good to see you, sister. She says, I have to do my workout and cook, but I'll be listening. Thanks, Fornull, for providing us with community. My pleasure. My pleasure, G. It's too bad we're such a fragmented group and such a sparse compared to the number of people in the population, our brothers and sisters out there who are either anti-white or vague or, just no clue. Yeah, but there's so few of us, it seems. Can be disheartening, but it's good to join the live chats with Go Free, with Yez's stream, and see the people show up here. Makes me feel like I'm not all alone. Hey, cool Papa. Good to see you, brother. A lost pilgrim's here, not one step back. No way. Craig the Man's here. Says a baby bird is in my hand right now, and I'm waiting for the wildlife. People come pick it up. The wildlife people to come pick it up. Okay, I got it. That's cool. What kind of bird? Do you know? Yeah, voice to text. I figured that out once I figured out that sentence is like, okay, I must be voice to text. Roused Rose says, we have a crow in our yard that has a mockingbird that follows him and dive bombs him as soon as he takes to the air. It's true. Even when he's just walking around back there, he, foraging in the lawn or eating peanuts that I've left for him and the other critters. That mockingbird does not like it because, he's He's a scavenger. He's huge, too. This is not your... I thought it was a raven at first, because there's one, and it is really large. So it must be a mature adult or something, but, you know, they eat the bird eggs and stuff. They can find the nest. That's right, we have Dragonsynth. We have synth. What do you call it? Like pop, I guess, but not your normal kind. We got the good stuff. And then we have classic Judas Priest. So we're just very eclectic here.
Close to your lips, I trust you I've been. Smile as I sip, now you're mine. In my control, one taste of your life, and I own your soul. Softly you stir.
Well, I always say this, and I always think it too when I'm starting the stream. Unless I have a bunch of stuff prepared, but I don't have a lot to talk about tonight, so... I'm going to be working. We'll listen to some music. I'll read some stuff that you guys are posting and chime in here and there, but yeah, nothing planned. No cool videos or creative skits or anything tonight. Just to hang out. Yeah, no white guilt. They almost look like ravens sometimes, but you can tell the raven has a slightly different beak. It's thicker and jet black, and then they have that scruff under their neck a little bit, and their forehead looks slightly different. Very similar though. Great stream by the tonight, by the way, Jason. Enjoyed that. And yes, that is maddening, all that stuff. It's just enraging. Supreme Court, anti-white as hell. And these conservative jerks, you know, they get backed into a corner, and what are they gonna do? Are they gonna defend white people? Well, if they do that, in their minds, they think they have become, you know, they've crossed a line. They're going to be a heretic. They have become the equivalent of a neo-Nazi or white supremacist. So they're very, very afraid, and also just don't think it's right. They think that basically white people don't exist. They know we exist, but that we're not a people, and that we are sort of hosts, the hosts of the world. And because we somehow have, I guess, stolen or whatever they're thinking, you know, to get to where we are, that we kind of owe the world, and we have to host the world in our civilization. And to claim that white people should be able to have their own lands, where they are the priority, and where they are the super majority, and where they are all the leaders, and every policy is designed for the benefit of white people first and foremost. You know, that is just a great evil in their mind, because they're completely screwed up in the head. You got that Tom Homan, you got Trump, you got J.D. Vance, you got Steve Miller. And all these guys, they do kind of, they talk a tough game until they get backed into a corner, and then it's like, oh, we're helping the blacks, and we're helping the Mexicans, and blah, 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 and they're just cowardly bitches. That's all I have to say about that tonight. If you want to hear really thoughtful and well articulated takes on this stuff, go check out Jason's channel, No White Guilt, because he offers up some really great analysis on all kinds of current events, and it's always something you can learn about. It's inspiring. He gets very passionate. You know, he is very passionate, and he lets himself feel the rage and whatever, and it's real. I know, because I can feel the same way, so I totally get it. Check out his channel. Check out Yiz's channel. He has a great panel of people, a rotating panel, and they all have interesting ideas on what's going on. And of course, she always steps in and says, well, that's nice, but here's how it really is. And she's right. She knows her stuff. Anyways, not that they don't get it right either, but it's always fun to listen to the banter and back and forth, and you know, just hear different people's takes on things. All right, let's see what you guys are saying. Then we're gonna listen to some music, and I'm gonna shut up. I really have nothing to say. Oh, not black metal. Not feeling it right now. Thank you, Vin Calder. Cowardly bitches is right, says No White Guilt. Scaredy Cat Cook, says Shamuski. I don't know why I did that accent for Shamuski. Maybe get a damp paper towel and wrap it around your finger and clean them up. At Craig the Man the Bird. Oh, okay, yeah, that might be good. Oh, heck yeah, No White Guilt, shoot. You know, I can rant and rave for a few sentences, broken sentences, trying to articulate the thoughts I have. I am not a master of that by any means. You know, but I make a stab at it here and there. See if I can offer up a different perspective or a different way of saying the same thing that maybe gets through to someone. Who knows? Do you have one of those power buffers, Craig the Man? You know how you use that like to buff your car? Just, you know, get that all soaped up with a mild abrasive, and then just, you know, put that on the bird, buff them up, get them shiny, ready to go. I think that's probably the best bet. If that's too big, you know, buy one of those mini buffers for your angle grinder or something like that, and that'll do. Well, if you do, don't submerge them in water unless you have a little miniature snorkel and mask and earplugs and nose plugs. He has to be properly outfitted before you submerge him in water. Guys are getting down. I can just imagine them around the campfire. You know, there are caves nearby. And the cave wall, it's got all those handprint paintings and stuff. Maybe they had a good hunt. They got their drums and whatever else they make. Rocking out. That'd be my part. Yeah, this is Paleo Wolf. They're always good for some good ambient, some tribal sounding. Very white. A Lost Pilgrim is here. A Lost Pilgrim's Journey. A Lost Pilgrim's Journey. Well, hopefully the pilgrim finds the way again and can complete the journey and back home again. You know, pilgrims, I was watching a show about medieval stuff. And pilgrims would go to various places on their pilgrimage. And the church, if we're talking about the Western world, and the church was obligated in many places to provide a place for them to stay overnight and food. And they were also exempt from certain tolls, or maybe charged less, and certain other things, I guess. And so then people started exploiting that, these various privileges they got. Then people would pretend to be pilgrims so they could pay less or whatever. I thought that was kind of interesting. You just can't have nice things. Got these people. Ah, well. Henry Thacker writes, Fornull, I think the people playing the villain in the narrative is a display of rebellion to anti-white rules, but they think doing the Forbidden Act is the solution. But I can feel a shift in the momentum. Well, that's a great way of putting it, Henry. No, I do too. If they're not just outright an ADL or FBI or whatever, some agent out there sowing chaos and trying to, what's the word I'm looking for? Like perpetuate the anti-white narrative, then yeah, I know that's true because that's how I started. And I thought doing the thing that Hollywood says is the opposite of them was the way you are rebellious against it, and that's somehow going to build a movement, and something magic's going to happen when enough people are saying the N-word and Heil Hitlering. And there's nothing wrong. I'm not going to say there's nothing wrong with, I wouldn't say any kind of racial slur out in public, but I'd be lying if I said I've never said them. I'd say jokes or whatever in private, but you don't do that. But then and the Heil Hitler and all that, there's a lot of good things, I think, that Hitler said that made sense, but he was no solution. Because of him, there's so much crap that we have to deal with. He loved his German people. I truly believe that in a good way, but he didn't see white people as one group that he was trying to unite against anti-whiteism. You know, and it's understandable because not many people had studied the science of this, but, you know, he saw communism and whatever, and so was fighting the abstraction. Whether he did stuff or not, I don't know. But what I do know is that he's not coming down from heaven with his wings to save white people. And he didn't try to do that the first time around either. So I think it's ridiculous for Americans or Canadians or, you know, these people, you know, if you want to collect old World War II memorabilia or learn about that era and what happened and all the different cool tanks and weapons and all the neat stuff our various nations did as they were killing each other, our brothers were killing each other, but still really interesting developments during that time and heroic stories on both sides, as sad and tragic as they are. I don't see anything wrong with that. I wouldn't begrudge someone, you know, if they collected World War II stuff and played World War II war games, and sometimes they were the Germans and sometimes they were the, you know, the American or British or whatever, the Axis and the Allies. And I don't see anything morally wrong with that. That is part of our history, and it's fascinating. But I don't think there's any solutions in cosplaying and, you know, mimicking something that was one specific ethnicity's stance against communism, whatever. It just doesn't seem smart to me. It doesn't seem like a logical solution. And in fact, because our history is laced with all kinds of, you know, I wouldn't call it brainwashing, but just conditioning to hate that stuff and view it as the ultimate evil. I mean, that's obviously not the way for so many reasons, but I get it. I totally get why people go there. And they did have cool uniforms. So they see those uniforms and they're like, man. They had panzers and tigers, and they just think, well, that's the solution. If I get one of those costumes and some other stuff, I'm doing it. I'm the ultimate rebel. Franklin's here. Greenfest is here. Henry Thacker. I already said Henry Thacker. Bones Core is here. But yeah, there's nothing wrong with being interested in World War II history. I mean, that is some really epic stuff. There's just no solution for our problem there. The only solution is we have to convince enough people that not having white guilt, that having a white identity, that finding our individual well-being by way of our group's well-being is the best. That these things are at least not evil. And we have to get many people seeing things this way. And that is the challenge. Because we can't, it's really hard to break through because all of the gatekeepers at the various tiers of influence, various tiers of media and popularity, they'll flirt with it a little bit and then they're done. They don't want to go there. And why? Well, either they are anti-whites, they're controlled opposition, or they are white guilted and afraid. So they're cowards and they have white guilt. It seems like an insurmountable obstacle sometimes. I don't know how we're going to break through. But we just have to keep trying and trying everything we can think of. And just every little bit helps. We're chipping away, at a mountain. And it's our stupid fault and our ancestors' fault for not seeing this mountain growing. And if we don't do something, then we're no better than them. Alright, now I'm done. Well, I don't like that either, Henry writes. Fornull, I don't like how these anti-blacks blaze Hispanics simply for the fact they're not black and work hard in labor jobs, but never give credit to whites for our achievements unless it's to insult. Yeah. Well, They're afraid to go there. If they had a pair, or if, you know, I guess you don't have to have a pair to have the testicular fortitude required, because we have some great women of the West in our community who, man, they kick ass out there. But how can you not just be charged up when you think of how wrong how we've been wronged so badly, and how insane, how terrible, nightmarish things have got? How can a person not just go, F this, I don't care what the consequences are? Now I see there's a solution that is moral. I can fully back this. And I am not afraid to have these views. And if I am, then I need to work that shit out on my own. I need to meditate on that and get it right in my head so that my conviction is not being filtered through some pussy filter, but it's ready to go and ready to, when things are scary or you're unsure, you know, you've got that there to fuel you. I just don't know how they're not getting there, especially people who have been exposed to a righteous way of doing this. And, you know, if they're gonna cuck because they're too afraid, then what are they alive for? You can't even stand up for your own people. It's you have no life. You know, you're just a empty shell at that point, I think. Yes, I know. As soon as I said it, I thought, "How have I heard that before, or can I use that for something?" Oh well. Yeah, so many empty shells for sure. Thanks, Snow White Gale. Thanks, he is. And Cool Papa J. Or no, Yiz was the one that brought up the pussy filter. I'm getting names tags mixed up here. But thanks, Yiz, anyways. They are infected with pussy filters, yes. They are. Multiple layers. I about lost it when I saw Firebrand, Handsome Truth, What Needs to Be Done, or whatever. Did you guys see that? That little ad there on X? For Lana and Hendrix stream. That was really scraping the bottom of the barrel, I thought. Handsome Truth is just a clown, a buffoon, an anti-white buffoon, and you know, this is the kind of people they're presenting. I mean, he might be funny in a lowbrow way to some people. If you like, you know, videos of men going in to get their man boobs removed surgically, is what I'm talking about. I mean, we don't call them Tits Menadeo for nothing. So, you know, he does have a comical side to him. But, I mean, come on. He's still wearing the prism glasses. I mean, wasn't that something Baked Alaska or something made that popular? Yeah, well, that doesn't surprise me, Henry, that the Hispanic were, you know, working the guilt levers while the white people were just doing nothing communal. Selfish individualists, our strength and weakness. Although not much of a strength at this point, just a pathology. Chatelet violence is life. I remember when they found that. I mean, the day they found that, I remember. It was a big deal on 8chan and, of course, 4chan. And the other image boards, but... And that was way after that meme... Peppy and all that had been around, and then someone discovered that that was just hilarious, that there was actually a Chatelet that Chatelet song. And whatever happened to that cartoonist? The cartoonist that made Pepe was anti-white. And he got really butthurt about that the 4chan and 8chan were using that, and other place something awful, and wherever else it was being used, and he hated it so much he tried to take it back. It feels good. And he couldn't. It was too late. And that crap's still going around. It's hilarious. Nobody even knows who that guy is at this point. Okay, let me read this. No White Guilt says, I recently saw a clip that was said to be Tits' mother responding to someone writing about tits. She said that he does not work for them anymore and that they have a multiracial lineage, including Jew. Don't they always? They always do. You know, the ones like him, the over-the-top, ridiculous ones. They all seem to have that multiracial background. That is funny. He got so butthurt about us taking Peppy, he needed a fresh pussy filter. That's right, Yiz. He did. He needed a fresh pussy filter. He bought a 4-pack. I mean, pussy filter just conjures up all kinds of things in my mind. And not all of them seem hygienic, but we're not going to go there. I'm just alluding to the fact that there are a lot of weird connotations with that. But that wasn't how I meant it. A pussy filter. Good times. Can you launder the pussy filter, or are they disposable? I think they're permanent. Seems like. You can, we try to surgically remove them from people without them realizing it, and they're very, very hard to remove. And once they get lodged in there, they don't want to come out. I wouldn't hold my breath, C.R. Megara. I mean, that would be awesome. And I'm sure Jason would accept an invitation to go speak at an American Renaissance conference. I mean, who wouldn't? That's a good opportunity to get in front of a lot of people and give them something different, some real solutions, some not just interesting facts and confirmation of things that we already know in new ways that make us even more believe that it's just lies being told to the public. I think we all are convinced enough. So, yeah, that would be cool. I hope it happens. Any Caius fans around? Well, hell yeah. I don't know all the stuff that came later. I like the... there were 2 albums that I really liked. It was pretty good stuff. I saw them... I saw that Queens of the Stone Age. My friend was friends with the bass player. Not the lead guy, that's the guitar player, the redheaded dude. But he was friends with the bass player, and so 9 Inch Nails was playing, and Queens of the Stone Age were opening up, and so we got to go backstage and hang out with Queens of the Stone Age. So the guy, I think a couple of the guys from Caius, maybe that bass player, were there, and that was pretty fun. Drink some beer and eat a bunch of their good catered food. I didn't get to see Trent Reznor back there. He had his own section. You saw that tour? That's cool, regular JJ. Yeah, it was a good tour. I was kind of over 9 Inch Nails at that point. It was sort of a comeback tour for him in a way, and it was great. I mean, he kicked ass, and they were super tight, and I think he had the bass player of Marilyn Manson when I saw him, who was really freaky on stage and everything. And then Queens of the Stone Age were really good too, super tight. But it was not that arena that you mentioned. was in Central Valley, California. Oh, okay. Then it was somebody from Marilyn Manson was on stage with them. I remember that. And I don't know why. Like if it was just him hanging out for the night or what. That shows what got you into Nine Inch Nails. I mean, that makes sense. Yeah, they were heavy. They sounded great. Amazing production. The live show, the audio was just huge. He had top-notch people working that show for sure. And I love that. That's something you can't get no matter if you have $1 million home stereo. You cannot capture the energy and presence and atmosphere of going to see a show like that live, and especially when there's good sound system. It just rattles your bones. Like the ship's scenes. I don't know why I couldn't spit that out. Well, I know why, because it has an SH right next to a regular S. Ship scenes. See, I can do it now, but when I'm not prepared for it, then it becomes ship scenes. And I naturally avoid it and just stop right there. Recollect myself. Yes. Yes. Ship sins. Allender. Have you guys seen that, what do you call it? It's like a video clip of that little kid with the glasses. And a parent, the mom's there. He's talking about he's got to go pick up sticks and all this stuff. You guys ever seen that? I love that. I know it's old, but it floats around every once in a while. Loving the chill music, Fornull. Thank you, No White Guilt. That is a weird looking cat. I mean, that cat might have had top surgery for all I know. It's a little freaky. We're gonna skip it. Skip. How do I skip? Oh, I have to go interact, and then I can click on that. Oh no, that's the freeze button. There we go. No, skip. The top surgery. Yes. You know what I'm talking about. Didn't it look like one of those kinds of art? That art that has that kind of stuff, it all has this certain feeling to it. I can't put my finger on it. What about it? But somehow, I mean, it's MK Ultra level, you know, what do they call that? When it's not subversive, subliminal. Subliminal. There's like a subliminal element to the style. And maybe it's just because when you've been on image boards for so long, and you know, there's no good ones left in my opinion, but back in the day when that was all you had, you'd see that damn furry art so much. You could just look at 3 lines and know that person is a furry. I hate it. The limbs are all soft bent. Like, yeah, that... Well, I don't know if you guys, you know, some of you might hate this show, but Adventure Time has kind of noodly arms, and I kind of enjoyed that show. And maybe I was missing some demented element of it that made it bad, but I always thought it was kind of funny and creative. It is noble and just to hate the furry. I agree. I agree. So you guys ever see that video though? It's from my private cat picture folder, yeah. I just have a folder named Stuff, and it's got all these weird cat pictures where they got bandages and it appeals to my need to find a wounded cat and nurse it back to health because, you know, if it's wounded, well then I have a chance because it doesn't have a lot of options. So I can nurse it back to health, and then it's gonna feel like it owes me. Then maybe I can get some sex out of it. Yeah. How was that? Was that twisted enough? For a private cat folder topic? Don't get me started on this stuff. The hell is that? It's like Mothra or something. Okay, I got a genuine LOL from Yiz, so mission accomplished. I want to find that stupid clip. I know everyone's seen it a million times, and I'm like, Grandpa, have you ever seen this? It's so funny. I'm doing it. I'm embracing my elder years. I'm gonna just share stuff that you've seen like 10,000 times over the past 5 years and act like it's brand new. This is almost vapor, but not. Who is this? I bet this is Crystal Castles. Yep. Oh, here it is. I found it. Okay, I'm gonna make you watch it. Make you. Well, I can't make you because you could just turn it off as soon as I start showing it. How could I prevent that? All right, give me a minute to set it up. Got to get all technical here. I got to go to studio mode so I can set up a different scene in OBS while we keep the other scene going. And I think it's called Web Review. I planned for this a long time ago. Okay, I just gotta fix this. Okay. Now I have to figure out how do I get audio. 'Cause I don't capture audio. Okay. But we're almost there. This is gonna be the highlight of the evening, everybody. Not this song. Okay. So how do I edit the audio? Well, all right, here we go. I'm just gonna try it. Greetings, how's it going? Well, I wanted to take a few minutes here and just go over something I saw as a little disappointing. It is the introduction to this Jeez. Like 5 hours later. 5 hours later. I don't know how to do it. I don't know how to get the audio. Oh, I know how to do it. I know. Okay, we'll go back to the other. Go back to the other screen and I'll figure it out. I'm not looking at chat, so you could say all kinds of terrible things about, or if you're saying goodbye, then goodbye, but I'm looking at the other screen. I am highly focused right now. Highly. And not Haile Selassie. They thought he was a god, those Jamaicans. Isn't that weird? It's a weird story about that. Those Rastafarians, if you ever look into it. Really primitive people, primitive-minded. And high as fuck. Oh, well. Excuse my German. Because I think that's where that word comes from. That's what I was told. But you can't believe everything you are told. Okay. What I want is a browser. Okay. And then I put this URL in. Okay, I got it. I got it, finally. I hope you're ready for this. Oh. But now I have to... How do I make the sound go, though? Can you guys hear it? Hello? Kidding. I don't see a separate control for it. Well, I know you can see it. Can you hear this? Okay, so you can't hear it? Well, when it's playing, when I play it, well, there's a delay, so no sound when I play. Okay. Well, I pressed play. You guys are... Oh, I see. It's a long-ass delay. Was there sound? Mother lover. Mother lover. Alright, let me see. So that way doesn't give you audio. I'm gonna have to download this thing. A bunch of bullshit. I have a mission now. Okay. YouTube downloader. Oh, not that one. That's my channel. Don't go watch it. Oh man, I'm gonna be really mad. You go watch it. Remember, I'm your grandpa. I get first dibs on being the 100,000th person to show you this. Derailed. All right, hold on. I gotta reinstall Windows. Only take about 2 hours. So come back in 2 hours. I'm just kidding. Come on. Don't come back. No, but I do. I've got it. We'll be switching over in just a second. See what you guys are saying. No sound, yeah, okay. All that part. Fornull probably still uses Vista. No, I've gone to the dark side. I'm fully Windows 11. For my casual computer. Now for real stuff, I like Linux. Like for web servers and things like that.
Well, this one is
because it's super easy to set up and it's free. If you count free being the hundreds of hours it took to become proficient in Bash scripting and all that kind of stuff. Do I have a Werther's original for Ivan? No. I would offer Ivan like 10 slices of salami and a couple of chunks of cheese first. Or maybe a big chunk of pot roast. If Ivan was wanting a snack. I am the 20th great-grandchild of Merlin, says C.R. Megara. That'd be cool. I used to know some little factoid about Merlin. I can't remember now. Where the legend, origins of it, and all that good stuff. I'm not a big fan of all the Arthurian legends. I think they get really twisted and weird.
That's the way it always ends.
I like Disney's The Sword and the Stone, though. That was a cool cartoon. Okay, it's downloaded, finally. 8,000 terabytes. I got the Super HD one. Make sure it's saved. I download it to download or to videos?
You know I'm bad, it's hard to have it. I'm gonna bad, let me taste it. I don't care, I get myself. Don't you know that relation? You know.
I don't know. I guess it's just not happening.
The better it is. I like it fine, I like it lyrics. You don't like ladies, that's a fact. You know the taste,
Not happening.
the cats you know. Silver tongue devil, the demon with
I am defeated.
I know just what I'm doing. I like a little innocent bitch. You know I am just you.
Well, I'll get that worked out for next time because I want to be spontaneous and just show something from YouTube.
Oh, you're so nuts.
And I used to have it all set up. It's not that hard. It's just I've got all this weird way of doing things
You know the taste.
that lets me do some things you can't do normally, but it makes other things completely impossible.
A little beauty. I love you, baby. Come on home with me. I know you're hot. You know what I got. Oh, I wanna see your sweet. You know. Come on, honey, touch me like that. Come on, honey, don't you get scared. Come on, Kelly, let me get you in the sun. You know the chase is better than the club, you know.
Okay. Make sure I don't have any windows open that I shouldn't be revealing to public. Here we go. I'm just trying to figure it out here in real time. So we'll go with a window capture. And we'll say this guy. properties and I say capture audio. Alright. Turn down the music. We'll try this. Dang it! Why? Why are you being such a little thing about it? Huh? You're better than me, don't you? Oh well. Forget it. I give up. This is a train wreck. This is a goddamn train wreck.
Yeah.
You got a lot of work to do?
Yeah. I gotta water the grass, pick stuff up, pick sticks, chairs, all kinds of stuff up.
What about the chickens? You gonna feed them?
Yeah.
You do? What about the eggs?
Yeah, I'll check. I'm gonna check them. I'm gonna check the mail.
Well, I already checked the mail.
Okay. Any?
Yeah, we did get a few things. Bills.
Okay, I'm gonna one over there and water the grass over there. I'll be in the time 1. Okay?
What time?
1.
1? Well, it's like, it's 5:40 right now.
Anyways, I gotta hurry and pick some sticks up and water the grass.
All right. Love you.
Love you, bye. Yeah.
You got a lot of work to do?
Yeah. I gotta water the grass, pick stuff up, pick sticks, chairs, all kinds of stuff up.
What about the chickens? You gonna feed them?
Yeah.
You do? What about the eggs?
Yeah, I'll check. I'm gonna check them. I'm gonna check the mail.
Well, I already checked the mail.
Okay. Any?
Yeah, we did get a few things. Bills.
Okay, I'm gonna one over there and water the grass over there. I'll be in the time 1. Okay?
What time? 1? Well, it's like, it's 5:40 right now.
Anyway, I gotta pick some sticks up and water the grass.
All right. Love you.
Yeah.
You got a lot of work to do?
Yeah. I gotta water the grass, pick.
Why did the walrus go to the Tupperware party, everybody? You guys know? Because he heard there would be a lot of tight seals. At the Tupperware party. Real tight ones there. How many walruses does it take to screw in a light bulb? None. They prefer to blubber in the dark. That one doesn't even make sense to me. I like this. I like this frantic. Have I been looking up bad jokes this whole time? Yeah. Well, no, I've been working with DuckDuckGo AI, trying to coax it gently into, we developed a joke together, and that was the result. And believe me, there were a lot of just terrible ones. But the tight seals, I'm pretty proud of that. I'm going to claim it. Claiming that. I wrote that joke. I didn't. DuckDuckGo AI and I collaborated on it. That just means I didn't make it. Look at that. Is that World War I? The pickle Fritz or whatever you call those things. What are they called? I don't remember. I probably got that completely wrong. What are those hats called? That the Germans wore in World War I. They're super cool looking. Man, the Germans always just had the most awesome uniforms. I mean, the U.S. soldiers did too. They had some classics, but... Dan, you just heard it. Spangle helm? Is that what it's called? A spangle helm? No, not a spangle helm. It's the... Here, I'll tell you. The pickle haub. I said pickle Fritz. That's really funny. I have no idea what... That's probably like some weird degenerate reference that I shouldn't even know. It's gonna reveal my seedy underbelly. But, the pickle haub. I knew it had pickle in it. You know, you could just have one with a pickle on top. Just flopping around up there. That'd be intimidating on the right person. Be very intimidating. If I was like strapped to a chair, I didn't know how I got there, and someone came in with a hat that had a big pickle on the top, flopping around, I would be very worried. So, the pickle haub. Okay, we solved that mystery. Boom. I think it's called a pickle fritz. It's not a pickle fritz. You guys are just making fun of me now. That better not become my nickname. That's all I can tell you. 1528, that painting of that rabbit. Isn't that so cool? That's one of my favorite artists, Albrecht Dürer. Cool Papa J's leaving. It was the pickle on the helmet. Freaking people out. Well, we're gonna go anyways in a few minutes. I mean, that was such a beautiful, well done painting. And it's over 500 years old, and it looks like it could have been today. That's just how amazing our people are. Our artists, our thinkers, are thinking the thoughts that are the equivalent of that. Our composers, our builders, our architects, our stonemasons, our weavers, our leaders, our military generals. We should be proud. We should be so fiercely proud and so fiercely angry that, you know, nothing can stop us. We, in my opinion, because I can have this bias, because I can love my sons the most of any sons, and I love my people the most, and I just think we're the best and the most awesome. And of course I would, because I'm one of us. Everyone quite gherkin around. Quit gherkin around about pickles. Fornull is tired of dealing with it. Very nice, J. Bishop. I butchered it, but very well said there. Everyone quit gherkin around about pickles. I'm tired of dealing with it. If you're hungry, go make a quesadilla. You know what movie that's from? That was a pretty funny movie. Make a gosh damn quesadilla. Alright. What's going on in that painting? That's some, he's got a really green face. Well, if anything will wake him up, that'll get him there. My joke was a bit sour, writes J. Bishop, furthering the puns. A never-ending pun. Punny, says Anonymous. Well, you guys, we started out, and I just... Every time I start this stream, I have no frickin' idea. I'm tired from work. I don't have any confidence that I'm gonna be able to keep something going with you guys and keep it interesting. It's just gonna fall apart. And I'm gonna make a fool of myself. But even if I make a fool of myself, somehow we get to the end and I always feel pretty good about it by the end. And so I have to remember that and just think, you know what, this is like anything in life that takes work or some kind of effort, energy. It's so easy to just say, nah, I don't want to do that, but always feel good after you do it, so gotta do it. He's got puns of steel. Very nice. Cool Papa J with that one. We gotta give attribution here.
Heading straight for a fall. Well, we both know what memories can bring. They bring diamonds and rust. Yes, we both know what memories can bring. They bring diamonds and rust. Now I see you standing all around, snow in your hair. Now we're smiling out the window of the crummy hotel over Washington Square. Our breath comes out like clouds, wind fills the hands in the air. Speaking straight to me, we both
Thank you, Shamuski. I really appreciate that. The very kind words. Thank you. My Western origins, I am, as Jason Kuna coined this term, and I love it, I am an alloy.
now you're telling
I'm an alloy of various Western
us now.
provenance. Is that appropriate? Is that apropos? No, but I am
And that keeping things fair.
Irish, English,
Some of that vagueness now
French,
back to clear.
German. Those are the lineages I know of back, 3 or 4 generations or whatever.
Well, we both know what memories can bring. They bring diamonds and rust. Yes, we both know what memories can bring. They bring diamonds and rust. Diamonds, diamonds and rust.
The Fernullian bronze alloy, yes. Well, I prefer a titanium alloy, as it is harder and more durable, but sure, I'll take bronze. I mean, bronze was definitely a upgrade over iron, right? I should have timed it so right at the end of that was the end of the show, but I want to go 5 more minutes because I got to do at least 2 hours or I'm jipping you guys. I don't know what this is. Here, we'll end on the Budos band. I haven't played them in a while. There we go. We'll do some Budos band. Thank you, Anonymous. I appreciate all of you. You guys are a great community. I love chatting with you. It always lifts my spirits. And we just have some of the coolest people in our community. I wished all of you had been my friends instead of the nutty people that I had as friends. Because now I never want to see them anymore. But that's okay. So I can hang out with you guys. And my D&D buddies. Well, and of course I have my kids and my wife. I mean, that's my staple right there. Papa J has to wake up at 3 a.m. Well, at least it's non-voluntarily. No White Guild said this is a cool song. I like it. This band's cool. That is Castle Grayskull. Remember the Castle Grayskull play set? It was neat. Jason remembers. Jason's like 60 and he looks 40. That's the legend, at least. That's the myth. He's 62 years old, but he has the body of a 38-year-old man. Oh, my cat's here. All right, everybody. Thanks for hanging out. Had fun. We'll see you next week. And Promethean, farewell. Have a great rest of your week. We made it through Monday, so the rest is smooth sailing. All right, good night. Dragonsynth.